You're listening to Shoe In, covering the ins and outs of all things footwear, from sneakers to heels, loafers to slippers, and every type of shoe in between. Brought to you by the FDRA, the Footwear Industries Association focused on retail, trade, politics, and fashion, helping create and enhance conversations on all things footwear. And now your footwear insiders, Matt Priest and Andy Holt.
Hey folks, how's everything going?
Everything's going great, folks.
We're still going.
We're still going.
It's still going. Marathon session at Effin
Energizer
Platform.
bunnies.
Our brains are a little bit low on juice right now.
Totally
but
low.
We're powering through.
Candy hearts.
Luckily, we have a young workhorse on staff that we
That's
just
right.
send around and tell her to go out and get some interviews.
That's
The
right.
interviews.
Is that an official report you're filing? I've got some candy hearts to make you feel better.
So Jasmine's been going around Effin Platform to all the different booths, looking at all different products, talking to a lot of different people, and she's pulled out a few segments for us. So this is another segment that we're going to focus on. What's the focus or theme of these next interviews?
Leather. That
Leather.
was a trend that I was starting to see as I was walking down the middle of the hall, and I was like, oh, that'd be interesting. And I kind of wanted to check out some brands that I haven't seen before.
Okay, some new folks.
Yep, some new folks. So the first people that I spoke with was Miz Mooz.
Miz Mooz.
And they're based out of New York City.
Okay. All right, so let's tee it up.
Cool.
I'm here with Cheryl Matson with Miz Mooz. It's a new brand for me, but I don't know how long you guys have been around. I would love for you to tell me a little bit more about the brand.
So we started, we're a small family company. We started in 2001 in New York City. We started with retail stores, and Miz Mooz was the sort of our private label brand for our retail stores.
Okay.
And then around 2004, enough people were coming in saying, hey, I have a shoe store, in Idaho. I have a shoe store here and there. Where can I find this brand?
Yeah.
And we thought like there was a demand for the shoes, so we started the wholesale in about 2001.
Okay. How long have you been with them through the whole process?
So I've been with the company since 2009, so 8 years now.
Wow.
And when I started, I was the third person. And so now we've got a team of 8. yeah.
Wow.
So we're still a small company, family owned.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
are you still, as the family, still very heavily involved?
Yeah.
Is it, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where are you based out of?
We're based in New York City.
Okay,
Yeah.
right in the city.
Right in the city, yeah.
Okay.
We're downtown, just south of Canal Street, where you get all your knockoff
Yes,
handbags.
yes. I know that street very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So I see there's a lot of leather around your booth. Did you start there? Is that the DNA of it?
So we've always been, we've always really carefully sourced our leathers, and what makes us different from some other leathers that you're going to find is everything is treated and finished by hand.
Wow.
So you'll see,
Okay.
and you can see on some of the boots here, like where it's darker on the toe, like this is all burnished by hand at the end.
Right, okay.
So after
Wow.
the boots put together, then it goes through everyone, and the last
Yeah.
step is then they'll take the burnishing. So because of that, every piece is going to be slightly different. Like maybe this guy was having a really rough day, and they're like extra burnished on this
Yeah.
one. Yeah, so it's all, that's really what we're really proud of, and what we're known for is the quality of our leathers.
And your consumer, what does your consumer look like? Are you targeting young girls?
So
or?
we kind of hit everyone. I
Okay.
mean, there's some boots that I will wear and that my mother would wear.
Right.
But it's basically, like 30, like 25, 30, and someone who wants to look cute but also appreciates comfort and quality.
Okay.
So everything is, it's wearable. We're based in New York City, so we're all walking everywhere, and we don't want to have our cute shoes in our bag and walk around in sneakers. So these are shoes that you're going to look great and you're going to feel great too all day.
And do you have anything coming out new? Are you showing any new styles or designs or colorways?
Yeah, something that's new for us is this whole sneaker category over here. We've always done boots.
Yes.
But we experimented.
It's like a wedge sneaker?
Yes, we're doing some wedge sneakers, so that gets that cute and comfortable.
Right.
It hits both of those places. We've always done a lot with the boots, and we experimented last fall with a sneaker, and it was huge.
Wow, okay.
Everyone loved it, and orders and reorders. So now we really expanded there.
And it looks like are you still incorporating the leather with the sneakers as well?
Yeah,
correct?
it's the same. It's the same leather, the same really really specific treatment. And we're doing this, which I love, which is just a stamp.
Super
so you've
cute.
got that great leather with the burnishing, and then they
Yeah.
stamp it with this fun, these fun designs.
Yeah.
You know, so it's still just a black shoe, but it's not just a black shoe.
Yeah.
You know, it's got all these like great little details.
And it's a different kind of height on the wedge, because you know I'm used to them being a lot higher.
Yeah.
So this one is really cute.
It's really wearable, and it's got a little platform in here, so even though you're getting some height, you're not going to feel like you're in a stiletto. You know,
Right.
like it's still a sneaker. It's still, you wear it every day.
Right.
You walk in it. You live in it.
Yeah, and it's
You know?
and it's a little less noticeable.
Yeah, it's subtle.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
subtle. Whereas when you look at it, you're going to notice all these little details, but nothing's screaming at you.
Right. And have you online's big? Are you super e-commerce as well?
Yeah, so
Okay.
our e-commerce site, we've only had live for about 3 years now. So we were pretty late getting into the e-com game. But that's a really great way for us to try, that's where we started the sneakers. Like, we see that people are wearing these and wanting them. Let's give it a try on our own site and see how they go. And then after we saw such huge successes, then we could bring them to everybody and say, like, hey, these are great.
Yeah. What
You
about
know?
as far as the boots? So I feel like sneakers are demand across the board, but as far as the boots, what do you see that your consumer wants the most, or what's most in demand?
Well, we're starting to see some moving away from the ankle boots, whereas for the past couple of years, it's been ankle boots.
Yes.
But now this year, we are offering more tall boots.
Okay.
Maybe 5-6 years ago, we were doing a lot of that tall riding boot.
Yep.
And then we moved away from that for a while, and we're doing something like this, which just is a true ankle boot.
Okay.
And now for this season, we're going back to a lot of the tall boots.
Okay, so more
we're
like
seeing-
a little over the knee, or
we
a
do
little-
some over the knees. I think the sweet spot for us is that right under the
Right
knee
underneath,
with
yeah,
sort of
okay.
a wider calf. Our constructions are built a little roomier so that
Yeah.
you can accommodate more people.
Yes.
Yeah, with
that's
those
needed.
athletic calves like me.
And me too. Years of cheering has
Yeah.
given me great calves.
Yes, right?
I can't get rid of.
Yeah. So our boots are, it works for that. It works for a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I love all your colorways too.
Yeah.
I see you're incorporating some orange and
Uh-huh.
burgundies,
So
and
people but people rarely choose black from us.
Yeah.
Because we're known for color, and we do color really well. Like,
Yeah.
it's accessible. Nothing's really screaming at you.
Right.
Where somebody may say, "Ooh, an orange boot." That's
Right,
kind of
yeah.
out there. But the oranges that we do are kind of subtle and refined.
Yes.
So people, when people come to us who don't know the brand, they always pick up the black, and I say, "No, that's not. That's
Yeah,
not it.
that's not what we do here."
Yeah, red is the best color.
Yeah.
People really do come to us for the color and for something that's different.
Yeah, the red.
We're not into basics.
Yeah, the red and burgundy are definitely sticking out to me the most.
Yeah, and
I
that's
love that.
my personal. I always go for the reds and the purples and
Yeah.
that color family.
Do you have a favorite? Something that you
have
wear
a favorite?
mostly?
You're gonna make me choose.
Yeah, I'm
Sophie's choice.
one of your favorites.
So, really, I'll do the color. This eggplant. This
Yes.
is the second season we've
Love
done
that.
the eggplant, and basically, if the boot comes in this color, I want it.
Okay,
and
I'm
I want
here for
everyone
that.
else to have it too. Because it's so rich, and you can wear it with browns, you can wear it with black.
Yeah.
And it's just like different and
And
fun.
it's beautiful.
Isn't
Like
it?
the leather is beautiful.
Yeah,
on
it makes you kind of, even just on this shelf here, this is where your eye goes and where you're
Right.
drawn to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
lovely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very
Cheryl.
welcome.
And where can people find your products? Where's the best way?
So Miz-Mooz.com. We're in Nordstrom, we're in Zappos, all of the big e-com. And
Yes.
if you're in New York, come to our stores.
Okay,
We're on
great.
Broadway.
Oh, okay. I'm in New York all the time.
Yeah,
so I definitely
Great. So,
Yeah.
what was the key takeaway when you went in there? What attracted you first to the booth? You said leather, but
Yeah.
what about that booth and the leather product?
So leather, but I also liked just kind of all the color and how fashion forward the leather it was.
Ooh,
It
nice.
wasn't just plain old leather boots.
Plain old leather. Who needs that?
Which I have a lot of,
Right.
because you want something basic to go with. If you have a really loud outfit, you want something to calm it down. But
Right.
it was interesting.
I want to ramp it up. I got a loud outfit. I want some non-basic boots.
No.
No?
So I just really liked how they were just kind of just a spin on regular everyday leather boots.
You know what's also great is the e-commerce is becoming the great leveler, right? Because
Yeah,
at the end of the
man.
episode, they were saying we're on Zappos, we're on this, we're on that, we're on that. So you can find these brands anywhere and everywhere. So
AKA brick and mortar, we don't need you. Brick and mortar, we don't need you. Brick and mortar, we don't need you.
but it is interesting because now you can actually see a wide different range of brands you'd never see before and have access to it. So great for them. Who else did you visit while you were walking around?
I also visit AS98, and they have leather boots as well, but they're a little bit more on the funkier side.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
That was another.
Do you wear that with calm clothes? Is that how this works?
Whatever
you got to go full
choose
funk,
to.
baby. I'm a brick house.
Mate.
All right, so let's tee up that episode.
I am with Laurel Tate and Melissa Jordan with AS98, and they're going to kind of tell me a little bit about their brand. I'm a little unfamiliar, so I would love to know kind of the history and what you guys provide.
AS98 is an Italian-based brand. They are really centered around comfort, but fashionable comfort. They work a lot with a lot of different detailing. They do a lot of studding with their leathers. All of their leathers are Italian sourced, so it's always very rich and supple leathers that they're using. The soles on all of their shoes are these awesome rubber, molded rubber soles that are sort of ready to wear. You don't have to break in a leather sole.
Yeah, you definitely have to break in your boots. So that would be nice not to have to do that. And Laura, what's kind of your role?
Well, I have 2 shoe stores in Colorado, 2 Soul Sisters, and we have been selling AS98 since they brought them to the United States.
Wow,
and our customers love them for the comfort feature, as well as like the funky edginess, with being super comfortable.
And when were you guys launched?
So the brand has been around since the early 2000s, but we actually just started distributing it in the U.S. in about 2013. So we've had the line for about 5.5 or almost 6 years.
Wow. Okay. And do you know of any like major differences between what the consumer wants here versus where you started from?
So because it is a European-based brand in Italy, they definitely we do see the differences between the European market versus the U.S. market. Because the brand is really funky and the designer loves to do really outrageous things sometimes we find for the U.S. market, we
not so much.
take what he has and we tone it down a little bit. But they just have a really eclectic blend.
Yeah, so you think in the European market they're open to a little bit more creativity.
It's a little edgier in their market. So sometimes they're like, why are you doing that? And, we have all of those monkey things, but we also tone it down a little bit and, sort of play to a bunch of different customers instead of pigeonholing people into one look.
And why do you feel like, Laura, why do you feel like the consumers at your store really like the boots in the brand?
They love the fit and the unique look. There aren't a lot of lines that really capture the edgy attitude and functionality that AS98 does. So I think that's one of the biggest selling points. And the rubber sole, we're in Colorado and we have weather.
Yes.
So they can look really cool and edgy and chic, but also have functionality and not ruin their shoes in the snow. That's a great thing about those for New York.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Yeah, I mean, I love all the color as well. Like I see that there's a bright purple.
Yeah.
Usually, when you're thinking about boots, you think about the standard browns and blacks. So it's really interesting that you have like all these different bright colors and mixed media. So this is like really interesting.
Yeah, so they like I said, they like to be playful a lot of times, and they do some things that are a little kooky and really fun and innovative. And a lot of times people will come into our booth and say, "Oh my gosh, we haven't seen this in any of the other brands." So it's always very fun to get everybody's perspective and see what's sort of out there in the market and know that they're doing something that's fresh and unique.
And last question: what do you feel like is the standard shoe, or what's more so like the classic for this brand?
I can tell you what the quintessential boot is, and it's the Simon. And since we took on the line in 2013, we've sold this boot every single fall season.
Okay.
It
So a
has
little slouch.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it has, it's sort of a lace-up boot. It has a little spout over the laces.
Yeah.
And we always do the signature purple contrasting tongue, no
Yeah.
matter what color, the main part of the boot is. There's always this fun pop of color.
Yeah.
And so this is really just the...
Yeah, and it's a great introduction to the brand. It has a little detailing at the bottom. Definitely just different than your typical, combat boot
exactly.
That's great. And what about you? What do you feel like is most popular in your store?
The Simon boot.
Really?
We carried
Okay.
that over and over again.
Yeah.
There's a boot called the Cadmus as
Yeah.
well. Cadmus is a classic. You've got the Simon, which is a little edgier. It's a little more rough. And then you've got the Cadmus, which is maybe your more sophisticated lady.
Okay.
She wants something that's cool and comfortable, but she's not maybe that downtown.
Okay.
It's a little bit more feminine.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
all right.
Best sellers and favorites, I
Yeah.
would say. It's a customer favorite.
Okay,
And
a customer
it's a
favorite.
staff favorite as well. So
Yes. Okay.
I would say we sell out to the pair of AS98 every year.
Okay.
So there's not one that really performs better than the other.
Yeah. Oh, that's
They're
awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah. And where can people find your store in Colorado?
Absolutely. We have a store in Denver
Okay.
and we have a store in Boulder, and we're online at twosoulsisters.com.
Okay, great. And where can they find AS98?
So we have, independent boutiques across the country, but you can also find our AS98 branded website at as98.net.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cool, man. You're such a pro at this, Jasmine. Like, I'd go around and be all awkward and fumbling, bumbling, but you are,
I've seen Matt knock down displays before.
This
so-
is true. This is true. Like Chris Farley at at a who's that guy? Matt whatever speech.
Oh, I don't know, but I was just thinking like in a van down by the river.
Anyway, back to the leather.
So they were great because they had, a lot of embellishments on their leather, and that's something that I see, but not like too often.
Right.
So they just had a lot of like extra pieces and a lot of color in their leather. So I enjoyed seeing that as well. And it was also cool to have one of their retailers there and kind
That's
of
really
get that
cool.
perspective as well. So that was like the first one that I've done, getting both sides of the story.
Awesome. Funky.
Who else were you talking to while you walked around?
And then lastly was one that I did last time I was at an FM platform, which was my first time. And this time I got to speak to Blackstone again, which has actually become one of my favorite personal brands. So,
Yeah.
and that's all thanks to, working with you guys and being at FN. So
Cool. And let me tell you, her booth, the Blackstone booth, Susan and her team, packed
Yes.
the whole
Swamped.
time. We
Yes.
could barely get Jasmine in
They were
there.
having to use a stick to beat them back.
That's right, to do this interview. So this is a
We had to fight to get this one for you,
This
folks.
is a treasure. This is a treasure. So treasure this.
I'm with Peter Cochran with Blackstone, and he's going to show me what they have new this season. I'm really excited. We did a road show with them last FM platform, so I would love to see what you guys got going on now.
Sure. It's really about the shearling for fall.
Yes.
We had a great response this year. A shoe that we've carried for a few years. It's done pretty well, but with the weather and the look and everything this year, we just really did well. So for next fall, we've done a lot of the different heights and different leathers, and now we have some tricolors.
Okay.
Some
And
different
what do you
things.
mean by tricolors?
So the tricolor is it's three different leathers and even different leather types.
Ah, okay.
Let me grab one. Where's the tricolor?
Oh,
There, so you see we've mixed some of the materials
Yes.
and colors. So it's
Okay.
not just we got a little nubuck along with a little full grain, the tricolor. So this is the one that really did well for us this year.
Yeah, these are beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
they're
had to
like
keep-
super casual, a
Yep.
little dressy in the back.
Right.
Yeah.
The real shearling all the way through, and every time we brought them in a few weeks they were out. We bring them in
Yeah.
again, a few weeks they were out. We did that
Wow.
a few times, so we
Yeah.
rode that wave really nice.
And this is your first time incorporating the colors that way? Was last time they were more, uniform?
Last time we had sort of the more natural color
Okay.
palette, right?
Yeah.
The browns,
Which
the
is
blacks.
still nice.
Right,
Yeah.
it still looks good, but this is a little nicer, and then we've
Yeah.
got some other fun patterns with some
Yes.
embroideries.
Now this pink is my favorite. I see it in multiple shoes, and I mean, it's. I mean, even my bedspread is this color. I'm really on this shade of pink.
This is our cafe au lait.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And this is good. So this was our second best. Is this sort of little hiker boot, but also with shearling lining all the way through. And our best color for this season was wind chime.
Oh, really?
Okay. Nice.
So a lighter color was your best.
Isn't that interesting?
Wow. Yeah.
Right? Instead of the black or the brown.
Yeah.
But so for next season, we've got a couple of the little different colorations on that one.
Wow. Yeah, I love the blue as well.
Right. Right. And then we've had a nice response to this. This is newer for us.
And what's this design called?
So this is we don't call it. All ours are style numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but this for us is a little 8-inch. Again, fully lined all the way through.
Even down to your toes?
Even down to your toes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's the tonal, so all the same color.
Yeah.
Going all the way through. So that's been nice as well.
And what material is up on the...
So that's a nubuck.
Okay, so a nubuck.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's and again the tonal shearling and genuine shearling all the way through as usual.
Oh, what about anything are these all women's over here?
These are all women's over here.
Okay.
And we have the men's over on that side.
Can I see what you have in the men's?
Absolutely. So for the men's, we have a lot of the tone-on-tone.
Yeah, a little monotone going
right,
over.
Right,
yeah.
And we've got a few things that we've moved away from some of the leather laces, which was always a signature Blackstone piece.
Okay.
In order to support the tone-on-tone, so we have some of the waxed nylon laces then.
Okay.
So that
but still a little bit of a leather feel.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Not totally away from it.
But you couldn't do the coloration with the leather laces that we did with that. So we've had a nice response on those. Again, still the shearling in the men's, that's a classic that's come through. That's complements the women's.
Yes.
And we've gotten a good response on the greens.
Yeah. Oh, those are nice.
Right? And this is a cool little painted crepe sole.
What?
Right?
Yeah, that's so
you get that
different.
comfort from the crepe, but you don't necessarily, the problem with the crepe sole is after you wear it, it catches all the dirt.
Okay.
It looks dirty, doesn't look so good. So with the painted sole, then it'll stay nicer as you do that.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we do the same thing here in this chukka, and again, besides the typical blacks and browns, the green and the grays are also getting a nice response.
And I mean, it looks like the gray, almost give me like an ombre effect, almost like a little darker when you look at it a different way. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And so the Chelsea boot comes in
the Chelsea boot, then in the black and the green as well.
I don't see that often, that colorway in the Chelsea boot. So that's something that I feel like a lot of people would like. Cool.
Yeah, so we've been really excited. It's been a good show. The people have been talking about the traffic is a little bit down, but the quality has been good.
Yeah,
so that's
I've been
what I've
hearing
liked.
that across the board. That's interesting. Why do you think so?
I don't know. For us, I think that our retailers are getting more comfortable and confident with the brand.
Okay.
And so they're coming in and they're taking a little bit more. Increasing their buys a little bit more. So a little bit more risk, investing a little bit more in the brand.
Yeah.
But of course, we're going to work with them to make sure that they're protected.
Absolutely.
As we usually do.
And I just feel like every time I come over here, I'm so impressed with what you have going on. Even on the men's and women's side, so I can totally understand that.
Well, people come in, they pick up the shoes, and they go, "Oh, this is such nice leather.
Yeah.
The construction's so nice." And so that's sort of the hallmark.
And it's your
brand,
everyday shoe that you can wear everywhere. You can go to the bar, you can go to work. So
it is. You can dress them up, you can dress it down.
Yeah, just in every style.
Nice. It is.
Cool. Thank you so much. And where can people find your products? Where should they go?
Well, the easiest place to check it out is on Nordstrom.
Okay.
So we're there, of course. We're crossing our fingers. Zappos is going to place their order.
Oh, wow.
We've been back and forth.
Yes, that's exciting.
So we're looking at that. And then a lot of the boutiques across the country. And then just a good review of the collection. You'll always find it on our website at blackstoneshoes.com.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So it seems like they're finding I think Blackstone more and more, not just because we're talking about it, but you can see it in different Nordstrom stores.
Yep.
But it seems like they're doing more and more boutiques. They got a lot of folks coming around from independent retailers.
Yeah, it's just
going around
and product.
Yep. And adding that to it. So
the fact is, the dirty little secrets, they've been doing this for a number of years now. So it's taking a lot of hard work. And so it doesn't mean they didn't have orders their first time here, but this is the first time I've seen their booth jam-packed all day long, and that it just shows you it takes time.
I think they understand like what their consumer wants, and if I was a person doing e-commerce today, that would be a brand that I would have on my site.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think they have a good idea.
Leather goodies, man. That's what
leather goods.
Yeah.
And as Jasmine has been saying, leather's always in fashion, but now more than ever, people are playing around with different leathers in different ways. There's new types of leather material with sheens, glosses, embellishments, things like that.
Yep.
So it's getting to be very dynamic. And it's also interesting in the fact that, we've been on this knitting craze for the past several years, and I think maybe this is maybe Jasmine has found the turning point where this is actually shifting back towards leather.
She discovered it.
There you go.
Yeah, but with the cowboy boot trend, I think leather is definitely going to be something.
It's making a reemergence, and what's interesting is happening at the same time that leather costs are very, very low compared to what has been in the past.
Yep.
Interesting.
So not only is it trending forward right, but it's also cost effective for a lot of brands out there
awesome.
that are making that money.
Good to hear.
Jasmine, thanks so much for walking the floor.
Yes. You rocked it.
Going out there and getting the stories, getting the news for us.
They won't talk to us. We're idiots, but they will talk to her.
Folks, as always, this is Shoe In Show, covering the ins and outs of footwear. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook. We have our own website, shoeinshow.com, where you can go back and find our complete catalog, interviews with executives, folks out in the country, on any and everything related to footwear. Please let us know if you have topics that you want to hear about, if you have guests that you'd like to have on and hear from. If you'd like to be a guest, just visit shoeinshow.com and fill out the contact form and let us know. And as always, we appreciate your listenership. And until next time, for Matt, Jasmine, and myself, and our producer, Blake, who flew out here, who put a lot of work in.
Thanks,
who put a lot of
Blake.
work in behind the scenes. When I mean behind the scenes, literally, he's behind the screen right now.
And walking around with me.
And walking around with Jasmine.
Yes.
Lugging all the stuff and setting up. And Paula in the back room helping mix it and make this reality. We thank them a lot for all their hard work. Until next time, Shoe In is out.
Shoe In has been brought to you by the FDRA, the Footwear Industries Association focused on retail, trade, politics, and fashion, helping create and enhance conversations on all things footwear. For information about FDRA, visit fdra.org.